morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. We are back here to review a new lens by 7artisans. We have recently reviewed the 50mm manual focus, and when I had the opportunity to review the 35mm autofocus on one of the three of the Lite series for APS-C sensor lens, I said, yes, let's go for it. As I was mentioning, this is one of the three lenses that 7artisans has made for their new series, the Lite one, that has the 1.8 aperture and cover three different focal lengths. And the good point is that they are autofocus. So I'm using now for this video with my Sony Alpha 7, that is a full frame. That means when I'm going to take the picture, I will have on the side the view of the lens edges. In fact, what I'm going to do later in post-production is to crop it inside based on what's the type of photos that I have to take, because sometimes I may need, yes, to crop exactly up to the edges, but sometimes if I'm going to take some pictures in the night, all of this vignetting generated by the back of the lenses is actually not noticeable because the photo itself is dark, so I can stay as is. But in the next video, what I'm going to do is, instead of using my Alpha 7, I'm going to use a Sony APS-C camera so that we can see how it will perform directly on a camera that it was designed for. Of course, if you are using a full frame, what you can do is to set up the options that the camera will automatically zoom in so that you are not bored by the frame, the vignetting that the lens that is for APS-C is going to generate. But my philosophy when I approach the pictures is that I want to have full control even on the cropping. So for me, full frame, I will take all the sensor size the photo, and then if I want and how I want, I'm going to crop later on. I'm not going too deep into all the spec of the lens, like how many elements and stuff like that, but I want to share with you my personal experience on the style that I'm usually use the lens for, and why I feel like this is actually something good for a street photographer. In fact, with the new style that I'm approaching in street photography, I try to be a little bit more aggressive on taking photos. That means I want to have a little bit less time spending in focusing, but being ready that whenever I see something that I like, I'm there, take a picture, and I'm confident that the photo is already in my camera. Now, this autofocus is actually pretty quick, and I have to admit that some of the shots were missed. So, but usually 95% of what I take are okay, are in focus on what the subject actually is. It may just a little bit suffer when there is some low light conditions, but again, I feel like in general, this lens is performing exactly as I want. So as I was mentioning, I try to be a little bit more aggressive nowadays. So I want something that is reliable, is quick to catch the scene. So having this pretty quick autofocus lens allow me to actually really steal the photo that I want. So while working in Tokyo and I see something interesting, press the shutter and then I'm ready to have my photo and move forward to the next subject. This is something that, again, an autofocus lens actually helps a lot, and I feel like the rendering of the lens itself is pretty good. I don't see any kind of fringes or aberration that may have the picture to be not usable at all, and instead the results of how the lens is rendering color is pretty good. You are seeing now some of the shots that I have taken these days while using the lens. Now, as I was mentioning at the beginning of this video, the 7artisan is offering these APS-C lenses in 3 different focal lengths. And when I had to choose which one could have been the best for me, because I was moving from a 50mm manual focus recently used, I say that, okay, probably 35 is the one that is right for me. And I feel like it's good. Sometimes I feel I wanted to have a little bit more zoom, to be honest, but I can just wait or get closer to the subject and have the shoot that I want. On the other hand, I may say that because I have to crop it, sometimes I wanted instead a little bit more wider. So if I would have choose, for example, the 50mm, I might have risked to have a crop that didn't ended up in the way that that I wanted. Now, what is this lens used for? I feel that again, street photography, it's pretty good. It matches a certain field of view that allows you to have your subject in focus and at the same time showing what's the environment around the subject itself to give a little bit of context. It could be used for portraits, yes. You may need to go a little bit closer to your subject for this case, but in that, probably if that's the type of photography that you prefer, I would have suggested to go to the 50mm one, always of the Lite series. The 25 allows, for example, if you want to take some shoot in the nature, that really wide field of view allows you to have more part of the subject in front of your sensor. So probably that would be the lens if that's the type of photography that you are taking. Now, being an APS-C lens, it is really, really compact. So if I compare with the Sony 18 to 55mm that is now on my Sony Nex camera, you could see how actually smaller it is. And this is an 18mm because, of course, when I'm going to zoom in up to 55, the difference is huge. But if you are going to purchase the other Lite series of 7artisans lenses, even the 50mm actually will have the same 8 of the 35 itself. So it's really convenient in terms of how compact these lenses are. And because they are compact, also the weight is really small, about 100 grams each of them, but doesn't mean that because they're lighter and compact, the build quality is actually suffering. On the other hand, the quality, the build quality is really, really good. It's all metal. It has just the foot here that it's plastic together with the cap, and the back, as you can see, it's metal as well. The good point is that when you purchase it, it also, as you could see, because on the back has an USB-C port, allows you to update the firmware whenever 7artisans is planning to release a new one. What I may suggest you to do is to keep the cable that is actually provided so that you are sure the type of cable that you're using is the one that can transmit data and you can successfully update the firmware of your lens. And that's all for me for today. As mentioned, I will continue using this one with the APS-C, so I will do a totally different video where we will focus only on photos taken with the APS-C camera. And the lens series is available for Sony mount, but also for Nikon Z mount and the Fuji X mount. So it's good that 7artisans is actually offering these opportunities for other cameras brand as well. If you have any question related to the to this lens, as well as if you have comments or if you own one of the 3 that are released in the series, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, despite this being for APS-C. Again, you can use on full frame as well if you take the proper attention when you have to crop in post-production. But the good point is that 7artisans seems to going to release for the same Lite series some lenses that are for full frame. I saw some posts that the 40mm FE, so full frame E-mount, is going to be released soon. So it's nice that 7artisans is not just focusing on one side of the sensor type, but also for owners of full frame is going to provide lenses that have autofocus and that can still be fully supported natively from a full sensor camera. Well, thank you for watching. Again, let me know in the comments down below any question you may have. And as usual, till next time, stay click. Bye.